looking to grow in the live streaming space, this is the real numbers, this is the truth. Let's get into it. This video is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io? Hey, what's up everybody? Awall here. Behind me, you can see the Stream Hatchet and Streamlabs reports. We are going to analyze all of these reports, go by the numbers, and I'm going to teach you all of the facts and the truth about streaming platforms. I've grown myself on multiple streaming platforms, been a YouTube partner and ran the biggest YouTube network for gaming for 8 years. I was one of the original couple thousand Twitch partners, and on Facebook Gaming, I've got about 40,000 followers, and I've gotten concurrent viewers there in the hundreds of concurrent viewers on Facebook Gaming. I've had some level of success on all three platforms. Let's compare and contrast them, just the facts. Let's go. All right, first things first, we're gonna take a look at the Streamlabs Hatchet report. This is the best report in the streaming industry to understand which platform has the best growth opportunity. And if we look at what happened in the second quarter of 2020, this gives you the idea of the total size of the pie and which platforms had the most viewership. As you can see, Twitch has close to 70% of the viewership online, and YouTube Gaming had about 20%, with Facebook only peeling off about 11%. Now, this teeny little blue sliver you can barely see behind my camera here, that's Mixer, and they are gone. So as you can see, Twitch, of course, is still the big juggernaut in the space, but that is not the entire story. You have to watch to the end of this stream in this episode to completely understand not only demand, which is what hours watched is, but also supply, because you want to be somewhere where there's low competition, but there is high viewership, and that is going to give you the best opportunity to grow in 2020 and beyond. Okay, so this is demand by viewers. Twitch and YouTube are taking most of the pie. Now, in terms of hours streamed, it's a totally different story. As you can see, Mixer was eating up 14% of the hours streamed across all streaming platforms, Twitch at 76%, but look at this. Facebook with only 2% and YouTube with only 6%. So what does this mean? I'm saying a lot of numbers here. What you're looking at is the big difference between the number of hours watched and the number of hours streamed. And as you can see, there's a differential here. Okay, YouTube had a lot more hours watched up here. They had a lot more piece of the pie. Same thing with Facebook, but they have a lot less hours streamed. And so what that means is that Facebook and YouTube have lower competition, yet they have higher viewership in comparison to that competition, which means there's an opportunity for you to grow on those platforms, a greater opportunity for you to grow on these types of platforms because you're not competing against hordes of streamers with zero viewers. But wait, there's more. This is the craziest thing you might see during the stream. I've got a couple power tips at the end, but look at how many live streamers you're up against in the streaming industry. It is absolutely preposterous. Twitch has close to 10 million live streamers in Q2 of this year. I predict when we move into Q3, we're going to be looking at about 12 million Twitch streamers because, as you guys know, Mixer closed down, and these 5 million Mixer streamers need to go somewhere. Are they going to go to Facebook? Not seeing that many go over to Facebook. Are they going to go to YouTube? Some of them will go to YouTube, but probably the majority of them will go to Twitch. And so you're probably going to see Twitch's numbers go up to about 12 million streamers this year. YouTube Gaming probably about 1.5 million, maybe 2 million. And Facebook may just stay around 500,000. So what does this mean for you? Why does this matter to you at all? The reason why it matters, hi Bastian, good to see you on Facebook. The reason why it matters is that you want to be somewhere, like I mentioned earlier, that has lower competition. So what would you rather compete against? 10 to 12 million streamers on Twitch? 1 to 2 million streamers on YouTube? Or less than 1 million streamers on Facebook? Where do you think your odds of success are? Where do you think the greatest chances are for you to break through? On Twitch, it's basically the size of New York City. You are basically one person in an entire city the size of New York City, and you're trying to get noticed. Do you think you'll get noticed just on the street, just waving your hands in New York City? No, of course not. And so that's why there's virtually no growth opportunity at all on Twitch right now, is this number, this fact that you see right in front of you right here. There are simply way too many streamers there. YouTube, it's somewhat saturated. It's getting a little bit too saturated, but YouTube, there is some opportunity to grow because YouTube actually has a growth algorithm that you can use to actually, be discovered on the platform. And as you can see, the number of hours watched have remained very consistent over the 3 months in this quarter, and they've been expanding, of course, because of COVID, which is really, really interesting. So let's talk about a major strategy item right now, okay? So when you're looking at all of these different streaming platforms, you want to be going where there is actually a growth opportunity. And Twitch does not even have an algorithm to help you be discovered, as you're probably well aware. So the only way that you can grow on Twitch is by growing social media avenues, even a website, maybe even a newsletter, a Discord server off of Twitch, and then driving your traffic toward Twitch in order to grow. That doesn't sound like that great of an opportunity, right? I mean, Twitch doesn't actually give you any growth opportunity at all. You have to do all of the work to grow on Twitch to drive traffic to Twitch. So if you don't already have an audience off of Twitch, you probably aren't going to be able to get an audience on Twitch back here. That's just an unfortunate fact about that platform. On the other hand, though, YouTube has the most robust suggestion algorithm on planet Earth. And so when you make content on YouTube, if you have a high click-through rate and you have a high average view duration, and if your stream, in this case, is incredibly engaged, YouTube's algorithm can actually share your stream with new people and you can be discovered. But unfortunately, you are competing against every other gaming YouTuber on planet Earth. And probably, like I mentioned earlier, as we move into Q3 of this year, if you're streaming on YouTube, you're probably going to be competing against 1.5 million to 2 million active live streamers. That is quite a lot of competition. Can YouTube's algorithm overcome that? On the video side, it's really good at serving videos to people, right? YouTube's algorithm has had a wishy-washy sort of past in terms of suggesting live streams. I know because I was actually right here on the front page of YouTube Gaming personally with TGN Squadron the day that YouTube Gaming launched. I was partnered directly with YouTube Gaming, and I was advising them on their platform. I was advising Google on their platform and how they should launch it and which features that they should be using. And I was working with their team, and it was great to work with their team. And right when YouTube Gaming launched, it had a lot of traction. It was getting thousands and thousands of concurrents right out the gate. They were promoting the heck out of it. They had the app, they had the PR rollout. There was a lot of traction and a lot of promotion that could happen here. But that quickly went away a few weeks later, and YouTube eliminated live streams almost entirely from its suggestion algorithm. However, as we moved into the first quarter of this year and the end of last year, YouTube started juicing live streams a little bit more. And so folks that are live streaming on YouTube actually have a chance to be suggested through the algorithm now. And if YouTube turns that on, leaves that on, the algorithm suggesting people that are streaming there, then YouTube continues to be a good opportunity. However, YouTube's spotty past with the algorithm and juicing live streams, or turning that switch on and off, if you will, is really spotty. So you need to be very, very careful when banking all in on something like YouTube, because they aren't necessarily going to be there for you in the longer term, okay? Does that make sense? I see a bunch of you guys in live chat. What's up, guys? Scrappy Academy's here. Squad Track, shout out to you guys who are watching live. I love all of you. All right, here we go. So here's the next part of it. Let's talk about Facebook Gaming. And many of you guys are watching me on Facebook Gaming right now. Facebook Gaming is hungry for live streamers right now. They're hungry for mobile live streamers for about half of their top 10 games. This is Facebook Gaming behind me. And they're hungry for major AAA titles for the other half of the top 10 games. Games like GTA 5, as an example, or regular PUBG. And because there's only a couple 100,000 streamers on Facebook Gaming right now, but there are billions of people on Facebook, the algorithm on Facebook is suggesting these streams massively. I started live streaming on my own Awall digital Facebook page, And out of nowhere, from basically no audience, I got about 40,000 followers. I started getting 5 to 25,000 views per live stream of me just playing Call of Duty Mobile on Facebook Gaming, and it was absolutely fantastic. This was from scratch growth. And this year, the growth that I got, there was no paid advertising at all. And it's simply because there are billions of people on Facebook, there are only hundreds of thousands of streams, and Facebook Gaming's team is incredibly motivated to promote live streams if you play the right games and you actually tag them when you play. Now, obviously, making incredible thumbnails and making incredible titles and being wildly entertaining contributes to that, but from scratch or from small as a live streamer, if you're willing to cover one of these, and let me switch over to my screen. If you're willing to cover one of these top 10 most watched games on Facebook Gaming, you can blow up from scratch and get hundreds of concurrent viewers out of nowhere. I'm sorry, but no Twitch streamers out there are just firing up a Twitch stream and getting hundreds of concurrent viewers out of nowhere on Twitch. That growth is basically non-existent. And so if you like any of these top 10 games, PUBG Mobile, Mobile Legends, Free Fire, Grand Theft Auto 5, Call of Duty Warzone, League of Legends, PUBG, Fortnite, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and Call of Duty Mobile, then Facebook Gaming can be an opportunity for you. And you can also throw in, let's say, Minecraft, maybe Fall Guys right now. We'll see if that sticks around into the mix. If you're willing to play any of these very limited catalog of games that are popular on Facebook Gaming, then the growth opportunity is real. I've worked with multiple clients that have grown from scratch to become substantial streamers on Facebook Gaming out of freaking nowhere, enabling fan subscriptions in just a couple weeks, getting thousands of stars. Just that opportunity just isn't there anywhere else right now, but it is a limited catalog of games. And when you compare that to the catalog of games you can stream on Twitch, for example, obviously you can stream anything you want, and there's some sort of audience here. But the problem is there is no way to be discovered on Twitch for this large catalog of games. So a lot of people are like, well, Facebook Gaming doesn't have the game that I want and it's not popular. I can't grow with it. Well, guess what? You can't grow with it on Twitch either. Nobody is growing with anything on Twitch. They're growing their YouTube channel and driving that to Twitch. They're growing their socials and their Instagram account and driving that to Twitch. They're growing their Discord server and driving that to Twitch, but Twitch isn't doing jack squat for them, okay? Now, YouTube is a weird anomaly because on YouTube, to grow here, you need to have a hybrid strategy of releasing videos on YouTube and doing live streams at the same time. Now, you can split that up between multiple channels, or you can do that on the same channel if you want. Let me show you both options, and you'll see kind of what I mean by that. So if I go to iFerg, who's one of the most successful YouTube streamers, in my opinion, who has one of the best strategies, he is running a multi-channel strategy right now, which I think is one of the best strategies on YouTube. As you can see, he has all of his other channels. See them right over here? And so he's got his main iFerg channel, which is the one I'm on right now on YouTube. And this one has primarily edited videos, as you can see, about it doesn't really matter the game. I'm just showing you the strategy, but in his particular case, it's Call of Duty Mobile. However, he has built separate YouTube channels specifically for his live streams, specifically for highlight videos and montages, and specifically for his individual clips. Why did he do that? Let's talk about this strategy really quick. Why is this guy making two different YouTube channels? Why is he doing that? Why is that a good strategy? And here's why. Users on YouTube will watch different content at different times depending on the device that they're watching on, the time of the day, and their viewer behavior. So for example, when you're on lunch break, you might only have 20 minutes to watch content at any given time, right? And you might have your phone at the lunch table. I'm just using this as an example, right? So you're not going to be able to watch a 2 or 3 hour live stream on YouTube when you're using your phone at noon every day, right? YouTube's algorithm logs that behavior from you and every other user, and it realizes, okay, this user only has 20 minutes of time to watch content on YouTube, so we're going to serve that person content they can actually watch right now. So iFerg's live channel, if somebody only has 20 minutes, is no good if you only have 20 minutes. But you know what is good if you only have 20 minutes? His highlights and montages that are 10 minutes long, or his clips that are a few minutes long as well. So because iFerg has these additional channels with content of different lengths, people can go to these other channels and they can see the content that serves their needs at that given time. And so that's something amazing about the YouTube algorithm, is that it takes people's location, the time, their behavior, and the device they're using into consideration before deciding to serve them content. So if you're going to be running a YouTube live strategy, what you need to be working toward eventually is making a separate channel, like this channel that iFerg has, a separate channel that only has your live streams on it. Then you can have your main channel be your most premium edited videos, like iFerg does. And eventually, when you reach endgame as a streamer on YouTube, you're going to want to have something like a highlights channel of some description. And if you're a gaming live streamer, you can also have a clips channel in addition to that, so that you can really build out your strategy and have videos of all different lengths. So let's talk about the last piece of that YouTube strategy if you're going to be running a YouTube strategy. In all of their videos on all of these iFerg channels that he has, he's telling you to watch his other channels. He's telling you to subscribe to the other channels. The whole strategy is telling you, go to the other channels. And he's trying to keep you on YouTube for as long as possible across multiple channels with multiple different types of content. And the reason why this strategy works on YouTube is because YouTube's algorithm rewards people that can keep people on YouTube for as long as humanly possible. So if you watched a clip video from iFerg on his clips channel, then you decided that, and then YouTube might suggest to you one of his live streams. So you might go watch a live stream and stick around for a couple hours. That is a sweet, sweet dream in the YouTube algorithm's mind that it wants, right? It served you a quick clip, and that quick clip converted you into a customer, if you will, a viewer, if you will, that stuck around for hours on the platform. That's going to give a huge boost to iFerg or anyone else that's running this strategy. So this strategy that you see right here from iFerg is the ultimate YouTube strategy. The reason why I bring this up, in comparing this to a Twitch strategy or to a Facebook strategy, is that YouTube is so much more advanced. There is so much more potential viewership. And there is such a huge opportunity on the video side on YouTube that if you want to run a live streaming strategy on YouTube, you have to have a video strategy running alongside it. Okay? Awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the Streamlabs Hatchet report so that you can understand how things are trending right now across all of these different streaming platforms. Yes, he's creating a YouTube rabbit hole of his own. He's a wizard. Yes, Whiskey, you are absolutely right. That is what he's doing. So if you look at how things are trending across all these platforms, this is Twitch's total hours watched this year. And as you can see, the coronavirus just completely spiked Twitch's viewership from about 2.6 billion hours watched, or more, even more than that. It's like trillion, I think, hours watched up to 5. So the point of knowing this is that the viewership doubled on Twitch. But even though the viewership doubled on Twitch during the coronavirus, you should keep in mind that you're still competing against 10 million streamers. This is just the facts. I'm just showing you the facts. You make your own decisions on where you want to stream, okay? And if you look at the number of hours streamed on Twitch, as you can see, let me go ahead and zoom out so you can see the entire graph here. But if you look at the number of hours streamed on Twitch, they also spiked up a proportional amount. With people being stuck at home, they basically doubled the number of hours streamed. So even though the number of hours viewed went up, the number of hours streamed went up, which means that you're basically stuck with about the same amount of competition on Twitch. It hasn't really changed that much. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the number of unique channels on Twitch. This one is very, very important to look at when you're contrasting it versus other platforms. They had about 4 million channels at the beginning of the coronavirus, or right before the coronavirus. It spiked up to 6, then it went to 9. And I think by the end of Q3, we're going to be up here, like I said earlier, at about 12 million. That makes Twitch a less and less appealing platform to look at as a live streaming platform, it makes it more and more difficult to grow. So this is something that you guys have to keep in mind. The number of unique channels on a platform is probably the most important number when it comes to whether you can break through or not. So Twitch, it's very, very shaky. Now, here is the really, really interesting statistic that this is why you stick around in my streams to the end. This is the number of concurrent viewers that are on any platform at any given time. And I'm going to show you Facebook gaming, and I'm going to show you YouTube as well, so we can do a comparison here, and then we'll do our conclusions at the end of this video, okay? At the end of this stream. Okay, so before the coronavirus, Twitch's average concurrent viewers on its platform was 1.2 million. So the total size of the pie of all the concurrent viewers you could get on Twitch was 1.2 million before coronavirus. It went up to 1.4 million when coronavirus started kicking in, and then it went up to 2.3 million in the second quarter when coronavirus really blew up. My prediction is that this is going to increase slightly in the next report, but not that much. And as you can see, viewership doubled, nearly doubled during coronavirus. But like we saw earlier, the number of streamers doubled too. So is this really helping you that much? Not really. Twitch hasn't become a better opportunity for streamers. It's about the same today as it's ever been. Make sense? That's just facts. That's just by the numbers. Okay, let's go ahead and go into the next platform, YouTube Gaming. This is really interesting. The number of hours watched on YouTube Gaming has been going up nonstop since 2018. This is a curve that you want to see when you're picking your live streaming platform. You want to be on a ship that's going up, 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 up. And YouTube Gaming is definitely in that position. The number of hours watched has tripled over the last year and a half. That's a really good trend. But what about the competition? Wow, look at the number of hours streamed. This is tying into what I was telling you earlier. With YouTube's sorted past, with suggesting streams through the algorithm, you can see how the number of hours streamed like spiked up when they launched a platform, or like while it was still interesting, and then it went way down in 2019. This went way down when the algorithm stopped suggesting people, and also Ninja and Shroud went to Twitch right here at this point, right here. And a lot of people said, you know what, I'm going to go to Mixer. As soon as all the riffraff and as soon as all these kind of low viewer streamers went away and cleared out of YouTube, the platform started growing again. And so one thing to keep in mind is the more kind of zero viewer live streamers a platform has, like YouTube that has an algorithm, it's actually worse for the platform. And so this is a really interesting curve that shows you how inconsistent YouTube has been and streamers have noticed. All right, the number of unique channels. Isn't this fascinating? Check this out. In Q2 of 2019, there were 2.1 million streamers on YouTube. Then YouTube lost. No joke, YouTube lost over 1 million live streamers when they basically turned the algorithm juice off for live streams, and Ninja and Shroud went to Mixer. Isn't that incredible? 1 million people abandoned ship on YouTube. And look at this. The number's only gone up slightly over time. It was at 2.1 million. It went down to 800,000 in this apocalyptic abandonment of YouTube. And now it's only at 1 million. This means that the competition still isn't super high. It's half of what it was about a year and a half ago. That means there's an opportunity for you to break through on YouTube. Does that make sense? Awesome. Now, the average concurrent viewership, this is the money number for any platform, okay? Check this out. A year and a half ago or so, there was only 195,000 concurrent viewers on YouTube at any given time. And look at this, today, it's close to 700,000. Oops, I covered up the number. It's close to 700,000. So this number has gone up 4x, basically, or 3 to 4x in about a year and a half. The average concurrent viewership on YouTube is going up, 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 up right now. Isn't that nice? So let's conclude. Let's wrap this in a nice little bow. The number of people streaming on YouTube went way down. 1 million people dropped. The amount of people watching streams on YouTube is what you see below. What did I tell you at the beginning of the stream about supply and demand? You want to be somewhere where there's a growing and high demand. Look right below me. And you want to be somewhere where there is a decreasing or low supply. What I just showed you a moment ago with people abandoning ship on YouTube. You get it? I'm trying to teach you the strategy, not just show you the numbers. Great. So YouTube is an actual growth opportunity right now. Twitch, basically no growth opportunity. YouTube, second best growth opportunity by the numbers. Now let's take a look at Facebook gaming, and you'll see why Facebook gaming is the best growth opportunity just by the numbers out of all of these streaming platforms in the world right now. Facebook gaming's total hours watched has been on a 45-degree rocket ship hockey stick growth pattern. Do you see this? It's preposterous. 164 down here in terms of millions of hours watched, up to 822. I mean, that's close to 5x viewership growth over time. Hockey stick freaking growth. Look at the numbers, not my opinion. This is the real numbers on Facebook gaming here, guys. Just the facts don't kill the messenger, okay? But how does that compare to how many hours people are streaming? Same thing. Hockey stick growth on Facebook. Streamers are pouring in here, and they're streaming a lot on Facebook. Hockey stick growth right next to it. 1.9 going up to 6. You're looking at 3x growth in terms of the numbers of hours streamed. Now notice the difference between these two charts. Viewer hours watched went up by 5x, but the number of hours streamed only went up by 3x. So what does that mean? It means that demand went up 5, but supply only went up 3. Higher demand than supply. 5 is greater than 3. You get it? Supply and demand. Okay, let's move to the next thing. Unique channels on Facebook. Do you see how tiny these numbers are? At the beginning of 2019, there were only 27,000 channels on Facebook. Now there's only 203,000. That's nothing compared to YouTube with 1 million. That's nothing compared to Twitch with over 10 million. There's only 200,000 channels here. I mean, here, hockey stick growth, sure, but only 200,000. So demand for viewership and streams has gone up faster than supply has. Opportunity for growth. Only 200,000 people here to compete with. All right? And here's the average concurrent viewership on YouTube, on Facebook. 76,000 average concurrent viewers at the beginning of 2019. Now it's 380,000. This is the money number. So basically, concurrent viewership has gone up 5x on Facebook gaming. 500% in 1 year. Did you see how every single chart on Facebook gaming I just showed you was a freaking hockey stick going straight up at a 45-degree angle? Which horse do you want to bet on? Which horse do you want to ride on? The one that's riding a rocket ship to the moon? Or the one that's kind of staying the same like Twitch? Or the one that's kind of got a rocky road like YouTube? Do you see why, by the numbers, I'm telling you that Facebook gaming, strictly from a logical and analytical standpoint, is by far the best growth opportunity for streamers right now? And that's not me personally loving Facebook gaming more. This is just the numbers speaking to me. I'm one of the OG Twitch partners. I was one of the first couple thousand Twitch partners. I love Twitch. I've been working full-time on YouTube for 10 years. YouTube is the reason why I was able to quit my job and become a full-time live streamer and creator 10 years ago. I love YouTube, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you personally think and what you personally feel about these growth opportunities. What I'm trying to teach you is what you can do to actually achieve your dreams and to actually achieve what you're trying to get out of live streaming and out of growing your avenues. And that's audience growth, revenue growth, and being able to quit your job and being able to do what you want to do for a living as fast as humanly possible. And the fastest growth opportunity today for streaming is Facebook gaming, number one. The second fastest growth opportunity for streaming is YouTube gaming, number two. And the third fastest is Twitch, if there's any growth opportunity there at all. Now, when we want to talk about revenue opportunities between these platforms, let's quickly touch on that. The viewership that's on Twitch is the best to monetize. There's no question about that. Getting subs on Twitch is a part of Twitch culture. Gifting subs is incredibly easy. Amazon Prime subs, incredibly easy. It's now called Amazon or Gaming Prime or some crap, some new name. But people on Twitch, a viewer on Twitch is more likely to donate. A viewer on Twitch is more likely to become or gift a sub. A viewer on Twitch is more likely to engage with you during your live stream than a viewer on YouTube gaming or a viewer on Facebook gaming. That's just how it is. So Twitch is definitely number one in terms of monetization, but it is in last place in terms of being able to grow. YouTube is number two in terms of monetization. People in YouTube live streams, they engage pretty well. I'm watching you guys engage in YouTube chat right now through my Restream, okay? And at the end of the day, you guys, folks that watch a YouTube gaming live stream will regularly provide super chats. They will regularly become a channel member, and they will donate, but far less than they would on versus an average Twitch viewer. And it's because Twitch culture is based around donations. It's based around those memes. It's based around those connections. And the types of viewers that watch Twitch, it's a part of their lifestyle. They're watching Twitch instead of Netflix. They're watching Twitch instead of watching sports. Watching Twitch is their primary form of entertainment in most cases. And so giving money is a part of that culture. Whereas on YouTube, it's not quite the case yet. In a few years, YouTube will get there. In last place in terms of monetization is Facebook gaming. Now, you can grow fast enough on Facebook gaming to get stars enabled. You can make that happen in like a week or two, no problem. And Andrew Perrin, one of my colleagues, went from basically zero to getting fan subscriptions, the equivalent of subs or channel memberships on Facebook in 2 weeks. So you can get that subscription revenue on Facebook gaming very quickly. However, the percentage of viewers on Facebook that will actually give you money and help you, do what you're going to do for a living full time, that percentage is quite low. And so that's something that you guys really need to keep in mind. It's kind of flipped. Though Facebook is the best growth opportunity in terms of audience, it is the worst opportunity in terms of money. Though Twitch is the worst opportunity in terms of audience growth, it is the best opportunity to understand what it is that the real opportunity is, because I know that ultimately all of your goals are to go full time. Your goal is to go full time as a content creator. And if you guys are interested in booking me to coach you as a content creator, it's right here. I got the link right here in the description on my YouTube video, also pinned to my Twitter profile. You guys can book me anytime you want if you want to do one-on-one coaching with me to help you grow your YouTube channel, to grow your stream, to grow your online business. You just go to this link, you select your date, you pick your time, you can book me for one-on-one coaching, and I'm happy to help you guys. It's really, really simple. The link, I'll post it in live chat right now. It's really simple. It's bit.ly/bookawall now. I'll put it in chat right now if you guys are interested. You guys can book me there if you guys want me to help you one-on-one, okay? I hope that this live stream was incredibly useful for you. I hope you got a lot of value out of it, and I hope that you take my advice here, okay? This is just the numbers. And the best way to take advantage of all three of these platforms is really, really simple. You can just restream to all three of them, plus Trovo, plus DLive. You don't have to just pick one. You can do all three and see which one is working for you using Restream.io. I've got a link in the description of this video where you can get $10 off Restream if you decide that you want to do a paid version. I get credit for you installing, and they sponsor this show. And if you guys want 25% off Restream, so you can stream on Facebook Gaming and YouTube Gaming and Twitch and Trovo and DLive and Periscope and maximize your growth, you don't have to pick one unless you decide to sign some sort of contract, unless you decide to sign your exclusivity away to Twitch because you want Twitch partnership, okay? Which I recommend against unless they're giving you some sort of other incentive. Then you should be restreaming to all platforms to maximize your growth and to see which ones your game, your content, your personality are going to break through on. Restream is the best for that. I've been using Restream for years before they ever decided to pay me money. And that's what Andrew Perrin is doing right now, for example. And he is now blowing the hell up as a live streamer because he restreamed. Unless you are everywhere, you don't know where the growth opportunity truly is for you. I can teach you all the numbers and all the theory here, but until you put your stream on all these platforms and you see where it's going to grow, you don't really know where you are going to go in the future. You don't really know where those viewers are going to come from. And Restream gives you the fastest way to make that happen. I genuinely, in my heart, recommend it. I'm streaming to all those platforms right now through Restream.io. Thank you so much for watching. Go out there, actually do the things I'm telling you to do. Don't just listen and think about doing it in the future. Start streaming, start making videos, grind, grind, grind. And I wish you all the best, amigos. See you in the next one. Adios.